Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Today, we are going back to take another look at Kaiju number 8, so I really hope you're not getting sick of it. Now, I started out going to record this video asking a very specific question. The question being, how sure are we that Kaiju number 9 only has one body? And as I was researching this, I discovered that we were 100% certain that he has more than one body, or that he has some weird way of moving his body around. What do I mean by that? Well, at the end of this chapter, we get the cliffhanger. So here we're going to get into spoilers for the end of chapter 38. Click away and go check out my book, Humans Are Weird. I have the data while you're waiting to catch up on it if you want to. But anyway, chapter 38, spoilers. At the very end, we have a cliffhanger. We see a place called Kunitachi City. And I actually went to Google Maps and I looked this up. And this is like just a hop, skip, and a jump away from the real Tachikawa Hospital. So they're using real geography in here. And this is very, very close to the 3rd Division's main base that just got destroyed. So this is all within a fairly close geographical area. We look up on the 23rd floor and we see a body coated with black spots. It looks like what remains of a big black splotch on the front. It's split open. It's clearly a type of Kaiju number 9, but we can't see the eyes because it's split open, and his legs standing beside it. And he goes, okay, I've molted and my body is ready. Better take that kaiju power that's fallen into human hands and give it back to the kaiju. Now, I immediately noticed a few things about this. The first being that molted is what happens during growth. You don't molt to heal yourself after a major injury. In fact, after a major injury, you wouldn't want to molt for a while. So what happens is a developing creature outgrows its current body, and it shucks off its skin and expands itself into a new, larger body. This is a stage of growth, and the shed skin on the floor is very, very small. Now, it might have desiccated, but it looks a little too thick to be just that. And even though we get a close-up of Kaiju number 9's face, and even though its head is tilted slightly back, we can't see its eyes. So my question was, did it have eyes? Did it choose not to put eyes into this body? We have seen drawings where you don't see his tiny little rudimentary eyes before, but that is generally further away, whereas we have 2 fairly close-up images here, and we don't see any eyes. So my first question was, well, did he choose not to grow eyes with this body? But then I'm like, wait, molt. The Kaiju number 8 who fought Kafka was pretty mature. What if this is a different Kaiju number 8 body and Kaiju number 9 body? So what if Kaiju number 9 is capable of spawning more than one body at once? I'm like, And then the more I thought about it, the more sure it seemed to me that he would be able to do that given the set of powers we'd seen. But when I actually went over the set of powers that we've seen in my brain, revivification, molting, I couldn't quite justify Kaiju number 9 having canonically more than one body. That isn't until I was gathering images for this video, and I went back and I looked at chapter number, I believe it was 7, where Kikoru first encounters Kaiju number 9 for the first time. And it turns around, it shoots Kikoru after activating the kaiju. And that's another thing. The kaiju that they were fighting in the training grounds looked a lot like Kaiju number 9. They had the same teeth, they had the same skin, and they seemed to have the same blast powers, and they had the same rudimentary, very simple eyes. So that made me think the Defense Force captured these kaiju to use for training. Now, ever since it became clear that there was an intelligence directing the actions of the kaiju, I've been kind of suspicious of that. Mainly, I've been suspicious that there is an evil kaiju mole in the Defense Force, or somebody working with the kaiju, maybe somebody under kaiju mind control, that may have orchestrated that. Not that there was a ton of evidence for that, just the fact that the kaiju that they chose just happened to look a lot like they'd been grown from the same flesh as Kaiju number 9, and that's the sort of plot twist that you get in the shonen manga, let's face it. So, the concept that the kaiju hunt, something that hasn't been done before, or at least not done often, just so happens to coincide with Shinomiya's appearance, and just so happens to coincide with number 9's attack, and just so happens to have used kaiju that would be fairly easy for Kaiju number 9 to utilize, all seemed a bit suspicious. Now, I went back to look at that scene again, And after Kaiju number 9 shoots Kikoru, after he's reanimated the Hanju and told it to chew and eat carefully, he disappears. Now, I had assumed, even after reading it multiple times, that he had just moved off screen, cloaked himself, and disappeared. But no, he doesn't. His body dissipates, just the same way that Kafka's Kaiju body does. Kaiju number 9 turns to dust, and in the next scene you see the dust drifting off and you hear so either he managed to control the drift of the dust or that was just a spare body. Now, I hadn't noticed that and I wasn't thinking about that, but that must have been sitting in the back of my brain. So I think it's pretty clear that Kaiju number 9 is capable of spawning off autonomous bodies that can dissipate and probably return to him through some interdimensional or subdimensional track. Anyway, that to the side. Kaiju number 9 definitely has more than one body, and the body that shot Kikoru during the training session was a different body from the body that Kaiju number 8 fought on the mission to take out the giant fungal kaiju. Now, I think we can safely assume that the body that Kaiju number 8 fought is the main body, because Kaiju number 9 put a lot of effort into protecting it and did seem fairly disturbed when Kaiju number 8 was about to stomp out his core, and that body had a core. If that body in the training grounds had a core, I don't think the Kaiju number 9 would have been quite so cool about letting it just dissipate. But could a body without a core function at all? And I suppose if you can make a substitute body, you might be able to make a substitute core. Who knows? Either way, I think we saw the real Kaiju number 8 body I think we saw the real Kaiju number 9 body as he was fighting Kaiju number 8 during the battle of the giant fungus Kaiju. Now, I think too that we saw that same body, because it was the body that had been used to infiltrate the Kaiju disposal company that Kafka had worked for. When he killed the other guy, switched human forms, and ran off with that guy's car and his life in his pocket, basically. So, Kaiju number 9 has one body that he keeps hidden as a human, but can generate spare bodies. Now, the reason this all came up was that at the end of chapter 38, we see that spare body molting and going from a smaller body to a larger body, or so it appears. Sometimes the molted skin shrinks. But anyway, I think this molted body doesn't have eyes and is a completely different body than the one that's currently hunting Kaiju number 8. So I think we have two Kaiju number 9s effectively, of similar, if not equal power. One is bound and determined to hunt Kaiju number 8 and kill him, and the other one is tasked with something else. Probably, he said, getting the power back from the humans and returning it to the Kaiju. Now, that's probably going to refer to retrieving the weapons, especially made from Kaiju, but especially the weapons made from the numbered and identified Kaiju. Those are not Kaiju in of themselves. They're power of Kaiju that were stolen from Kaiju and used by the humans. So I think we have this sub-body, this younger Kaiju number 9 looking guy who's going to be going after the weapons, and then we have the main Kaiju number 9 looking guy, the mastermind behind it, who's going to be going after Kaiju number 8 specifically. So that's my theory. Kaiju number 9 has multiple bodies. We don't know how many, we don't know how long they last, we don't know if he can recycle them when he's done with them, but I'm 99% sure that Kaiju number 9 has spare bodies. So what do you think? Does Kaiju number 9 have spare bodies? Is this a different body that has grown fresh and has entered a new stage after molting, or that's going to go after these mysterious Kaiju powers? Or is it the same body that swaps out with the human forms? What do you think? Leave a comment below telling me where you think he gets these bodies from and how many he currently has. And go check out my book, Humans Are Weird. I have the data now available on Audible, Amazon Audiobook, and iTunes. And peace out, my wonderful viewers.
The book from author Betty Adams, Humans Are Weird, I Have the Data, is a humorous look at human behavior through the eyes of aliens. This book is arranged in separate reports or essays, documenting the experiences with humanity through the lens of the aliens who have to interact with them. This anthology of short stories and vignettes from alien points of view highlights some of humanity's quirks we can all relate to. Author Betty Adams captures how strange and interesting humans can really be. This is a fun collection of stories you will really get a kick out of. Humans Are Weird, I Have the Data, from author Betty Adams. Order your copy right now on Amazon.